Hey, what's up guys? Sean back with another video, and no fatties allowed. Fat shaming documentary. Now, the fat acceptance community has always been something that I kind of just skirt around because I really don't want to acknowledge them that much. Fat liberation, all that, those stormtroopers out there, they're not really on my radar, mainly because they just don't like to listen to reason. It feels like you're talking to a brick wall when you talk to most of them. Like, I understand what they're trying to get at, but they're going about it the wrong way, so I just avoid it at all costs. But this documentary looked kind of interesting, and I'm hoping you guys think it is, so let's check it out, see what they got going on.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, you obese bitch.
Bust, you fat bust. I've had
In all fairness, if a lady says that to you, it's probably a good thing, not a bad one.
people throw yogurts out the window at me.
What's a yogurt?
A fat whore. That's probably the worst thing that I've been called.
Britain's getting bigger, but are we becoming increasingly small-minded?
It's not okay to be racist or sexist, but people can get away with being mean to people who are overweight.
Meet the people who say they have to deal with obese abuse.
I've had nasty comments calling me like a whore and a fat slag.
And the people who...
I don't know what a slag is, but also Britain, you guys seem a hell of a lot meaner than we are. Or maybe we're just more accepting because we're just bigger over here. I don't know, but calling people that and coming in that hot and that nasty, that blows me away. Nobody's ever said anything like that to me, but granted, I don't care if I was 1,000 pounds. I still would have tried to like squish your ass if you said something like that to me.
who are happy to dish it out.
Instead of moaning that you're trying to lose weight, but drinking a full fat Coke while no one's watching, put the Coke down and peel a carrot.
I personally wouldn't employ someone that's overweight or obese because it's not an image that I want representing my brand, and it kind of shows laziness.
We investigate whether Britain is simply not set up to cope with our ever-growing waistlines.
Definitely done that sideways squeeze a few times in my life. That guy, like, I would have loved to start where he friggin' started, because to me, that sounds like a good start point where I was, comparatively.
I'm jammed in. Stop that. It's too tight.
We meet the man who says his only option is to lose weight to beat the bullies.
I just think if I was to lose a load of weight, it would make life easier for me, because then maybe the bullying may stop a little bit.
And what happens when the supersizers strike back?
Society's perception of beauty doesn't include people that are overweight.
You can keep all the narcissistic, low self-esteem people in the same place, and I don't have to deal with you.
Also, like, I don't know, those women's attitude, like, I barely heard anything from them. I can already tell that they're going to drive me nuts. But as far as the other guy, yeah, it'll definitely make life easier if you lose some weight. That's the whole point, trying to improve yourself, self-improvement, but it's somehow warped into this version where, like, people think if you try to improve yourself, you're hating on somebody else or hating your old self. It's really weird.
She's gonna kill herself.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh my god, how did the trampoline maker get naked? That was insane. Also, I always push that thing's weight limit. I never really should have been jumping on them. Even when I was a little kid, I probably was like right friggin' there. But let's see that again, because somehow she ended up nude from this trampoline.
She's gonna kill herself. Here we go.
A quick search of the internet reveals a huge trend in overweight people being ridiculed and fat-shamed. The most recent embodiment of this fattest abuse is Sean O'Brien, known as Dancing Man.
I was on a night out. I was with a few friends, just doing a normal weekend night out, bar hopping, having a bit of dance, having a bit of a boogie. I was aware somebody was mocking me and taking the mickey out of me. And at the time, I wasn't aware people were taking photographs. When I woke up, it was all over the internet.
The pictures are...
First off, this guy's name is Sean, so you know he's probably like the greatest man on earth next to me because I'm the #1 Sean, obviously. But no, I remember that story, and I really didn't like that one. I don't know why somebody would just have to crap on somebody else because he's out dancing. He's getting in his damn cardio. What's the problem with that? It was exercise. You're going to shame him for exercising.
Accompanied by abusive comments, instantly went viral.
I got a specimen for you.
It's as though it hasn't been an instinctive reaction in that they've took it and then posted it and tried to have a laugh and a joke at a time. They've gone away for a couple of days, revisited the photographs and then posted the hateful words. There's definitely a segment of Britain which does view fatism or view people of a larger size not to be an acceptable member of the society.
But a huge groundswell of support for Sean quickly grew on Twitter, and from celebrities such as Susan Sarandon, Ellie Goulding and Pharrell Williams.
The whole thing just escalated into a real positive gesture against cyberbullying and size discrimination.
The surprising outcome to this tremendous support culminated in a trip to LA, where he was guest of honour, even throwing the first ball for the LA Dodgers.
I still get emotional over it.
Well, with the Dodgers, you got to be a little careful if you just saw what happened to Trevor Bauer. But also, I like people got behind this guy. I really don't see why people were so nasty to him. It absolutely blows my mind because the guy seems like one of the nicest guys if you listen to him talk.
Over the whole event, to let me be a voice for such a serious subject, it's quite an honour. And I want to make sure that the message gets sent out. That we are just normal people, no matter what we look like.
But the message clearly hasn't got through to everyone. Fat-related abuse is a fact of life for a lot of overweight people. 26 stone.
I mean, wearing your jean size is a little bold on the front of your shirt, but mine would have said 60. So, yeah, 38, you're still doing pretty good. But as far as fat abuse, I don't know. The only thing that abused me was my wallet, because food cost me so damn much.
Housewife Sarah Rout lives in Lincolnshire with her husband Anthony, who she met online.
My husband supports me on whatever size I want to be.
As he should.
He'll always love me for the way I am. It could be a bit of a pain when I go out to a restaurant and I can't sit in a seat, or on an aeroplane and I have to order 2 seats.
Her weight can make even everyday things like playing with her son Alfie difficult.
When it comes to activities and stuff, I do struggle a lot.
Greg.
But Sarah says her size means she's also a target.
A lot of people have basically slated me in the past because they feel that Anthony does more with Alfie. Steady. The reason why I've never really taken him to school is because of most of the mums have had a problem with me because of my size. I've had massive...
What do you mean? Like, why would any other mom have a problem with your weight? I think that's probably just more of her, like, self-esteem or her reflecting that on herself. I don't think anybody ever really said anything to her face, but then again, I don't know. Women can get catty. Guys talk crap, but it's usually behind each other's back. I guess women do it behind each other's back, usually. This guy's he doesn't look like he's in bad shape or anything, so he can keep up more. But she could always lose weight and then be the mom she wants to be.
The comments calling me like a whore and a fat slag and stuff like that I shouldn't be a mother, that it's disgusting. Why should I lose weight to make everybody else happy? You know, why should I?
One person who thinks fat people should be made to lose weight is 26-year-old Christmas Riley. He runs a gym and...
His name's Christmas? Oh, man, you got golden pickup lines with that one. If my name was Christmas, I would definitely be like, "Hi, my name's Christmas. Can you jingle my bells?" or something like that. Or, "Hi, my name's Christmas. Want me to show you how to roast some chestnuts?" Like, I probably would have came out with something like that.
Tanning salon in Dover.
I personally wouldn't employ someone that's overweight or obese because it's not an image that I want representing my brand or representing this gym, and it kind of shows laziness.
And it's not just his business he thinks fat people should be kept away from.
Overweight people should not be involved in healthcare. Nurses, midwives, doctors, it's unacceptable. They're supposed to be leading by example. Police need to be in shape. You get the young lads full of testosterone that want to be aggressive, and they get a policeman that's overweight, they know we can't chase him. They're just going to laugh at the law and run off.
If he had hit...
I'll give him the policeman one, or firefighters. Like, I don't think they should probably be out of shape. But as far as saying like doctors or this or that, I've had some pretty big nutritionists before, and I was always thinking to myself, like, how's that friggin' work? But yeah, no, there's certain professions it's a little weird, but saying fat people don't belong in the gym just shows that you're kind of a pompous ass, dude. That's exactly where we belong.
His way, everyone will be made to stay in shape.
But people say, oh, I need to treat myself. You're not a dog. Don't treat yourself with food. You're not a puppy.
But there's a reason Christmas feels so strongly that fat is wrong.
I was the fattest kid, in my opinion, in school in year 7 and 8. I had major problems, I was bullied. And the way I got through it, in summer, year 9, I started running to school every now and again. 9 miles there, 9 miles back. It used to take me 2 hours, I was fat and I was unfit, but in the end I got fit. And if I can do it...
18 miles, 2 hours there, that's 4 hours. I still think that's pretty damn good, right? That's not bad. You're talking 12-minute miles. No, he couldn't have been that overweight. I think he's just trying to make himself sound better. There's no shot you were doing 18 miles if you were that overweight. Because me, like 7th grade, 8th grade, I've been right around 200 somewhere. I don't know. Right now, I'm lighter than I was at 13.
And keep in semi-good shape, anyone can do it.
Daniel Roberts weighs 33 stone. He believes losing weight is his only chance to end his fat-shaming nightmare. 24-year-old Daniel has been the subject of abuse from an early age.
I first started putting on weight when I was about 13, when I used to get picked on for being called big ears, and then I used to come for eat because I got picked on when I was in school. And then it just all bottled up, and I just kept eating, and then I just shot from 18 stone to 38 stone, 39 stone, and I'm currently stuck between 32 and 33 stone. I have had people throw numerous items at me out the car windows. I've had people throw yogurts out the window at me, bottles of water. I just think nowadays you see a big person, large person, and people just automatically take the mick.
If somebody's throwing stuff at you on the street, you start throwing stuff back. But obviously, don't condone bullying. That's kind of crazy. But kids are brutal, man. Especially, I can remember being so scared to take off my shirt in the locker room until one time somebody said something. I slammed his head against the locker and got suspended for busting up his nose. But nobody ever said anything else.
Today, Daniel is wearing a secret camera on the streets where he lives to record what he says is daily abuse.
Every day, people call me fatty or fat bastard. I've had some people spit at me. Even though it's silly stuff, it still hurts.
And it doesn't take long.
As I walked past the chippy, the kids were taking the piss. I had someone shout, fat something, I couldn't catch it all, fatty and stuff like that, and they were sitting there laughing and pointing. Just an average day, you can't really go out to the shops without getting abuse.
That's not cool at all, but also you could tell that he's just in a lot of pain, probably from his weight. It looks like his back's killing him. He's walking, he's out of breath. But he's trying to lose weight. If he went from 38 to 33 stone, and maybe a couple pebbles, he's lost some weight, so he's doing good. He just needs to keep going and realize that other people's opinions don't matter nearly as much. You give people power when you let their opinions affect you. If you don't care, you'll be much stronger and just a happier guy altogether. Boy, skinny.
Don't go out a lot anymore because of it. Because of all the stuff that's happened to me in the past, I don't like going out unless I can get someone to give me a lift or stuff like that.
Daniel feels that shedding stones is the only real way to beat the bullies, so he's heading for a 3-week course at a fat camp, which specialises in helping those who've been abused.
I just think if I was to lose a load of weight, it would make life easier for me, because then maybe the bullying may stop a little bit.
He'll be joined by 2 other victims of obese abuse, 25-stone Alex from Glasgow.
I've been shouted at, I've been spat on, I've been kicked, punched by 1 people, 2 people, a group of boys, group of girls.
And 33-stone.
You're getting beat up by girls? But also, that's what, 350 pounds? Which is crazy to me, because when I look at these people, like, I think they weigh less than me, but I'm 294 as of this morning. So, like, my brain hasn't clicked yet that, no, they're bigger than me, because I just see myself as a bigger person, like I'm bigger than them. That's wild.
Scott.
People think of me as someone who would rather sit at home, lounge around and do nothing, when it's completely opposite.
Both Alex and Scott have been to the camp before, but want to go back after struggling to stick to the programme at home.
I just need that kick up the backside to help me. I need that boost, should we say.
I'm quite lonely and I really want someone in my life. I want a nice, loving lady friend.
The attacks they've had to endure are shocking.
I was on a bus coming home from work one night and it was a drunk youth on the bus. Wouldn't let me sit down, kicked me, punched me, lit up a cigarette because I was ignoring him and trying to put it out on my chin. And his exact words were, "Die, you fat bee, die, you fat bee."
That's when you sit on him and smother him. You guys seem like you're way meaner to fat people over there. Like, of course, people will say probably stuff under their breath. I don't know. Never really heard it. But then again, I kind of locked myself away from the world because I was just so, like, ashamed of myself at my heaviest. But really, once you realize you're your own harshest critic, it gets a lot easier.
So the boys are about to embark on their journey to try and bring an end to the bigotry they've faced.
Hey guys, welcome to Fat Off Fit On. My name's Paul, this is Mel.
Mel and Paul have been running the camp for 2 years, and in that time have helped over 60 people who've suffered attacks because of their weight.
We specialise in super obese, and we basically start from scratch. Good old-fashioned exercise. If they've been picked on or victimised in any way, by the time they leave feeling on top of the world.
Before they get started...
Well, you better step your game up. Dr. Now's at like a 9,000 or something crazy.
Mel and Paul want to see how the boys measure up.
Can you reach? Do you want me to run it round?
Body shape and where we carry excess fat can be just as important as overall weight. Research suggests that men should have a waistline of no more than 37 inches. After this, the risk of heart disease, cancer and diabetes rises significantly. For the boys, the figures make uncomfortable reading.
I have severe problems with my legs and my ankles. I can't stand up straight properly. Some people say I walk like a penguin because I can't physically put my 2 feet together. It's going to be intense, it's going to be stressful, and sometimes it's going to be hectic. But hopefully, losing the weight will help me get on with my day-to-day life.
Sorry. Assessment over.
Perfect.
It's time to get...
I don't think us guys are big fans of measuring ourselves with measuring tapes unless we're measuring something else. Definitely not our bust. Like, we don't want to measure our chesticles or anything.
It's an accurate weight for each of the boys.
Metal stuff.
With a combined weight of over half a ton and domestic scales topping out at 33 stone, Mel and Paul have had to supersize their scales.
We're at a local scrapyard.
Really?
We pop out here with our clients, usually at the very start of their stay, and weigh them so that we know we've got a completely accurate weight. Okay, hold still. Right, that's 212 kilograms. Our scales go up to 33 stone, but often our clients are much bigger than 33 stone when they come, so it's impossible for us to weigh them.
Weigh-in complete.
Do they make our scales go higher now because we're fatter in the US? Because I feel like it's so easy to buy a home scale now that goes up to 500. I had one, I think mine said it only went up to like 550 when I was 605 pounds, and it still caught my first weight. I think it was like 562, so they lied. They gave you a little bit of leeway there.
It's back to the gym where Paul is going to put them through their paces.
Ready for abdominals? You okay, Scott?
No, I don't want McDonald's.
No, there ain't no McDonald's.
No, you just said, are you ready for
McDonald's? I said, is everyone ready for abdominals?
Oh, I thought you said McDonald's.
Yeah, you see?
That's why I was like, no, I don't want McDonald's.
Now we know what's on your
Fat
mind,
brain.
don't we? Yeah. When I say go, it'll be everything you've got 4, 30 seconds. Go! Push, 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 push. 15 seconds. Right up. 15 seconds. Let's go, 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 go. 10 seconds. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Push, push, push. Come on, start, push. Good work, good work, good work, good work. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
For Daniel, the training is already proving tough.
Control that breath again. Use that inhaler if you need to. That's it. Slow that breathing right down. That's it.
Coming up, we put Fattest Britain to the test.
It's a squeeze. Oh, this is too tight, this is.
Yeah, we don't do the whole arm thing when we're on the super obese side of things. But also, I like to see them working hard like that and pushing themselves. You're usually scared to push yourself that hard when you're that big. But also, somebody needs to teach that guy how to throw a proper punch. Because now I understand why women were beating him up if you saw the way he was throwing hands.
I'm jammed in.
And we meet a man who believes fat people shouldn't have it easy.
It should be hard for them, they should be made to feel awkward, because if they can't access the clothes, maybe they'll be a little bit more inclined to go out and do something and lose the weight.
You want us to walk around naked?
In Lincolnshire, 26-stone mum Sarah Rout is hitting the high street with husband Anthony.
I'm very limited to where I can find my clothes. I wish more shops would cater to my size. That's why I tend to shop online a lot, but it just makes it easier.
Me too.
Yeah, see already, I know that's not going to fit me already. Yeah, see, I might need the bigger size.
Sarah claims that finding the right size...
What's up with the paw prints, man? Like, didn't little Kim have big, like, paw prints on her chest? That's just funny that she did, like, the tiniest one with massive knockers. She didn't go any bigger than that.
...can be a problem, apart from in a few stores.
I do get a lot of looks from people going, oh, why is she wearing dresses and stuff like that? And it's like, because I'm comfortable and I'm warm.
For the breeze.
Yeah, see, again, if I was wearing a nice bra, it'd probably give me a bit of a lift.
I would have wore skirts if I could, just so I didn't sweat so much down there.
Sarah hasn't worn a bra for 2 years, but today she's finally hoping to find one that fits.
They don't make them.
I was measured, they said I was about 64k.
Get rid of them.
64k, unless you go to America or get it specially made. Yeah.
You ready to be bra measured?
Yes, please. That's fine.
So I think you're about 56 inches around the back, and then I'll have a look for a cup size for you to try as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
We haven't got that.
Is that how they measure you guys? They like fist punch you between the yitties? That don't seem comfortable.
Size, but you could try a bra extender with them.
Ready?
Yeah.
Is that alright, or do you want it tighter?
It fits quite comfortable. Relief over.
Thank you very much.
Nearly 2/3 of us are now overweight or obese. Fat and very fat is the new normal. But is Britain failing to adapt? To investigate what life can be like for a larger person, we're secretly filming with 25-stone Ian as he carries out everyday tasks. Ian is wearing a hidden camera in his buttonhole and is followed by the producer carrying another secret camera. It's 8 a.m.
Time for breakfast.
Ain't gonna get on this. Squashed on there like sardines. Look. Hopefully I'll get on the next train. I just got pushed, shoved, couldn't get in, and it was jam-packed. There was no room at all. There's no room on there. No room. I couldn't get on there, couldn't see a seat, couldn't even get on there to stand up. Squeeze on, sorry buddy.
When he does finally...
Crowded areas, probably something you avoid when you're that big. I don't know. I don't like big crowds that much anyways. But yeah, no, there's no way. I don't even like going to theaters if they're full.
Board a train, things don't get any easier.
Sorry buddy, can I just jump on there or jump on the end? Thank you. Sorry,
He was nice. He scooted over.
Sorry mate. I went to sit down and there was a guy there and he had a seat next to him. I tried to get on there beside him, asked him to move in, and the bloke just looked at me like a piece of dirt because of my size. Sorry, there's no space here. The seats were crammed, people were stood up, there was no room to move. The gentleman opposite me, he just looked down at me, looked at my legs, and all because of the size, they was just looking at me, and it was just like the feeling, well, you're too big to be on here.
Next up for Ian is a trip on the tube.
Sorry, darling, can I jump in beside you?
And once again, space is at a premium.
I did manage to get...
Well, that's some nice old lady you sat beside, but yeah, I think you're like ruining someone else's comfort when you're that big and you sit next to them, but also at the same time, most people just don't realize how uncomfortable that is for us as bigger people to even ask, because you feel like such a burden and like, I don't know, it's a tough ask. You feel like you're just pissing everyone off for everything, but you're pretty much scared of your shadow at that size. And that guy, I would have loved to start at his weight. So imagine how I felt. I just avoided anywhere where I'd have to do that.
Get a seat, but the lady next to me had to move over. I was crushed against the side. I felt like I was encroaching on her personal space, which embarrassed me. But the tube seats aren't big enough for bigger people.
Once out of the tube, things don't improve.
My old nemesis. Stairs.
When I was walking between the two tube stations, there was no escalators. The steps were quite hard for a bigger person. It did make me a bit breathless and I was hot.
Even something as simple as using a public toilet poses problems.
Help. It's jammed up in here.
Yeah, when you're bigger, the urinals, like public urinals, are kind of weird because you're already big and wider, right? And then you get up next to some guy and you kind of like cock a little sideways and they feel like you're trying to like meat gaze at them or something, but really you're just trying not to splash back on yourself or bump into them and have them go all wild and misfire or something.
It's a squeeze.
After a long day, Ian fancies a coffee and a sit down.
Oh, I squeezed in it. Oh, this is too tight, this is. I'm jammed in. Stop that. It's too tight. No way could I sit in there for more than a couple of minutes. Too tight. I felt embarrassed because it looked like I was all crouched in, so no go.
Ian's final task of the day is to try and book a flight.
I'm actually a bigger gentleman. I've got a 56 waist size, and I was wondering about the seat size that you've got on your flights to be able to sit comfortably, whether your seats would be accommodating for me.
We called 6 well-known airlines. One said they would have to refer the query to a supervisor. The other 5 recommended buying 2 seats. Only 2 of the airlines said they would offer a discount on the second seat.
That was it.
And that's why I didn't fly. Duh, I'm cheap. I ain't paying for 2 seats. Are you kidding me? I'd rather friggin' drive. Like, I just drove to Florida a few months ago. You think I wanted to get on a plane? And I probably could have been okay at that point. I don't know. I was probably still like 60, 80 pounds heavier. So the car, I'd just rather drive anyway. Planes make me a little nervous. I'm not a big fan.
Interesting. He didn't even offer me a seatbelt extension, so it seems to me that they're not really too concerned on that side of it, and it seems to me that they're not catering for the bigger people.
This means a typical short-haul flight would double in price for someone of Ian's size.
Today is certainly highlighted for me from getting on the trains this morning, the tubes, going into cafes, shops, etc., trying to book tickets. It's put me in a different frame of mind, thinking we're being discriminated against being big people.
Your genes are discriminating because you can't fit them, but no, I don't like that whole narrative, like people discriminate against fat people. I just think you can't accommodate everybody. Somebody's got to be uncomfortable, and it makes more sense to fit more people, like business-wise, for a business. Obviously, they're going to get as many people as they can. Discrimination, that's a reach. At least in my opinion, it's a reach.
Because of attitudes towards bigger people, Daniel, Scott and Alex feel they have no choice but to lose weight to fit in. But for
That
Daniel,
poor guy.
it's a struggle.
I think I'm starting to miss home. I miss my mum mostly. My biggest fear is the food. At the moment I'm okay, but my biggest fear is the food.
Don't think about it.
About 4 o'clock this morning when I woke up, I just so wanted a full breakfast.
But you just did that.
The full English breakfast, isn't that like beans, blood sausage, and something else? I don't know, you guys love putting beans on everything. But telling somebody that's 300-400 pounds not to think about food is kinda all we freaking think about, honestly.
But this is why you're here for 3 weeks to change. You're going to change, stick it for 3 weeks. Think about nothing else. If you miss home, phone them, call them, text them.
I miss harvester more importantly, because that's my main breakfast.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Daniel, I think it's a daunting prospect for him to come here. I think he's made a big decision to want to come. He's going to struggle. We didn't realise he was quite so faddy with his food, really. Daniel was struggling more physically than the others as well.
Back at the house, Mel is keen to address the psychological factors behind their weight gain.
Oh God, that's a hard day.
A big part.
But what do you mean you didn't realize he was fatty with his food? What the hell do you think happened? He was getting air calories or something? But obviously that guy's in a lot of pain, so hats off to you, man. Most people would not push themselves out of their comfort zone when they're in pain for every step like this guy is. So I'm most impressed with him so far, even though I haven't seen him lose any weight. Just pushing yourself, there's something to be said about that. That guy is a strong guy right there.
Of the camp is about counselling and confronting the fattest abuse their residents have endured.
You've all gone through bad things and you've experienced prejudices and other things against you. When this happens, well, how does that make you feel about food? Do you go and eat?
Yes.
And you can binge?
Yes.
And you, Alex?
My downside is because I work for a supermarket, when I'm replenishing the shelves, and sometimes I go into the bakery to work, and it's temptation.
But you've been going to the gym and you seem to...
If I worked at a grocery store, I would be dropping stuff, damaging it out, and be like, oh, somehow this cheesecake got destroyed. I'll take care of it, guys. And food would go missing left or right. I'd be fired in like a week. At my heaviest, man, I would have been dropping everything. Damn, these donuts, man, they're about a week old. Or I would just start like saying stuff was expired even though it really wasn't. I'd be eating like a hog. I would have got to 1,000 pounds easy.
Settle into that okay, and you were going along so well. It was brilliant.
Yeah, that was after 7 months, and then I went back, and an incident happened a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
Regarding a couple of members of the gym that I went to.
Right.
A bit of name calling, should we say?
Right.
Which got me down a bit, and then it was went to work, and then that was it. I started having stuff that I shouldn't have had.
Are you an emotional eater as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've had stuff happen before when I've been waiting for a bus, and this black car it zoomed past me, and it just opened the window and went, "You fat bastard," and just threw a load of yogurts at me. I was just covered in yogurt, but I got really angry about that, so I went across the road. There was a shop, they did really good pizzas. You could get a 10-inch for £3, and you can have as many toppings as you want. And it was really nice, and I used to buy 2 of them. I'm so angry, and I just want to go for a chocolate bar. I want to go for a bag of chips.
For the boys, it's a vicious circle where abuse about their weight leads them to binging on food as a way of coping.
Yeah, if you're on the Amberlynn Reed diet, obviously that's going to work out that way, but I don't know why somebody would be that miserable with their own life that they would have to go out of their way to like roll down the window and throw something at you and say something nasty to you. Because you know what they say, hurt people hurt people, so that's just gross and disgusting that somebody actually did that if it actually happened. But my comeback was always like, I can lose weight, you're always going to be ugly as shit. Like, that's what I would say to people.
There are some in Britain that would say there is no excuse for being fat. They would argue that it's easy to eat healthily and you are what you eat.
Instead of moaning that you're trying to lose weight, but drinking a full fat Coke while no one's watching, thinking that it doesn't count, it does. So put the Coke down and peel a carrot.
And one of those people is 23-year-old Sam Barton.
I've been labelled Britain's vainest man, Britain's most hated man. It goes on forever.
That's crazy. He's like the yassified version of Sam Pepper.
For him, looks and appearance are everything.
Hello, Sam. Nice to see you again.
My kind of life revolves around salons and different procedures and cosmetic surgery and treatments.
And he'll go to some pretty extreme lengths to get the look he wants.
So I'm on a rejuvenation capsule. So basically what it is, it's like a boat of magicness. So it cures anxiety, depression.
That doesn't do anything. That's just a wiener rave. That's all that is. Flashing lights, a little techno show for your meat. Like, I don't see that doing anything for anybody.
Depression, back pain, skin irritation and diseases, infections. Basically just rejuvenate your whole body.
Sam insists the only way to tackle the growing obesity epidemic is head-on.
I don't think anyone wants to be fat. It's not socially acceptable. It's not attractive. I think if people say they're happy being fat, they're a liar. I think it's an excuse and a choice, and I think it's laziness. It's just a machine that rejuvenates your hair follicles. So, like your dead hair follicles, it brings them back to life, so your hair starts growing back again. If someone's overweight, they need to be told they're overweight. It's not about shaming someone. It's about being real and being honest and telling someone they're fat and telling someone that they need to do something about it. And you should tell you what I don't understand. Like when you're in a fast food restaurant and you see a fat person eating, wouldn't you be embarrassed, like eating fast food? Or the awkwardness when
Wouldn't you be embarrassed to be showing everybody that you're doing all this to rejuvenate your hair follicles and having wiener raves and your hairline's still receding? Like, it's the same damn thing. You're still doing it because it makes you happy. Like, I don't think telling people to their face something nasty is going to always affect everyone the same way. Some people find fuel in different things, or it pushes them harder. Other people, that kind of stuff just tears them down, so there's no point to do it.
a fat person says I'm hungry, and it's like you've had enough.
Okay, if you'd like to pop up on the bed for me.
I think that people that do plus size modelling should be banned. I think that plus size is a cover up. I don't think we should be using the term plus size because it's not, it's fat. Anyone that says I'm big boned, I tried to lose weight, I wasn't born to be a size 10 or size 8, I think they're talking rubbish. I think they're just lazy, and they need to put down the fast food and go on a jog. It's simple.
Sam has no...
I wish somebody would show that clip to Tess Holiday. I'd love to hear what that lady says. Or even like Lizzo or something, since she's such a monster apparently now, because I didn't know. I saw this stuff about how she was so mean to her backup dancers who are overweight, so clearly she has a problem with overweight people.
No time for the plus-size industry either.
I don't think it should be easy for plus-size people to go out and buy clothes. And it should be hard for them. They should be made to feel awkward, because if they can't access the clothes, maybe they'll be a little bit more inclined to go out and do something and lose the weight.
Sam is unashamedly fattest. He believes being obese is simply a lifestyle choice.
To an extent,
24-stone Emma Summers believes discrimination even affects brides on their wedding day.
We basically...
I mean, I do know that women feel a lot of pressure to lose a lot of weight before their wedding, and I can't imagine what that feels like, because you wait your whole life to wear that dress, and you obviously want to look your best, but just as guys, we're like, screw it, give us like some jeans and a t-shirt, we'll do it that way. But to like most ladies, it means a whole lot more, and there's a whole lot pressure riding on that. So I feel for a lot of women in that department.
It opened because the bigger girls at Surrey didn't have anywhere really to buy a dress. You could go into like a normal shop and you'd only have like 1 or 2 dresses to try on. So we've got over 40.
She opened her shop with business partner Sarah to challenge the prejudice plus-size brides can feel when buying a wedding dress.
It's the attitudes of the shop assistants as well. So we had a couple of brides come in and tell us, the shop assistants have looked them up and down and gone, oh, we're not going to have anything to fit you, which isn't what you want when on your wedding day. When you're trying to
The next time I go to my brother's, I'll take a picture. I'll post it on my Instagram for you guys. Seanofsteelyt with _. Follow me. But yeah, there's a picture of me like being one of his best men or whatever. I look like total crap, man, because that's probably when I'm at my heaviest. And like the button, it was hot. It was the middle of July. We were fighting over the fan in the front of the friggin' chapel. Like we were turning it towards us, because we're all overweight. So yeah, that was probably a pretty bad picture. But I'll show everybody. I don't care.
On your dress. It's not what you want in life, is it? At the end of the day, I mean, you walk in and people just go, sorry, you're not going to have anything. And you're like, well, hang on, I've just walked in through the door. Do you know what I mean? I still have money to spend the same as everybody else. We understand every single aspect. You know, I've got the tummy, I've got the Ringo rings, she's got the bum and the thighs, and you know, whatever dilemma you've got, we've probably had it and got it as well. So
prove it.
33-year-old Emma feels it's not her fault that she's overweight and refuses to give in to fat shaming.
I've been big my whole life, literally. My mum always says that for every year I got older, I put a stone on in weight. So when
I wish 14 pounds a year, man. I guarantee there were some years as a kid where I put on like 80. Yeah, I know from the time I was like 12 to 14, somewhere in that window, I put on probably close to 180 pounds in those 2 years.
14, 15, I was wearing size 22, 24 clothes. So I've always been big, and those who love me know I'm big, know what I'm like, and the rest of them, I don't really give a damn what they think about me, to be honest.
Living in Surrey, she's married to husband Scott, and weight has been an issue from the moment they met.
Well, I was a lot smaller, wasn't I, when we first met? But even then, people would say things to you, wouldn't they?
Oh, I used to get it all the time.
You know, why are you with that big girl and what have you? And I was like, well...
Well, no, a bit...
Yeah, I don't know why Leonardo DiCaprio over here chose you, because this guy's obviously a friggin' steal, but... No, I mean... I don't think people should have any say in who dates who. You love who you love. And it doesn't matter what they look like or any of that. It's probably, for a lot of women, has more to do with personality. I think guys are very much attracted to looks, but then we realize what will last long term after that, and who we could actually see ourselves with, and who we actually care about or love or would put ourselves in harm's way for.
A bit stronger words than that, but yeah, it's what you're doing with her, and you can do better than that. And
you're obviously right, because 13 years later we're still together, so...
Unlucky 13.
It's not just friends who have confronted them about Emma's weight. She's happy to flaunt her size, and that has led to bigotry elsewhere.
I do get people slating me off online. I think the last one came through, in February, and some woman had sent me this message and just said, oh, I'm going to punch you in the face, you obese bitch.
I think you should laugh it off.
I laugh it. You can't laugh it off, but I can. And I don't find it funny. I find it pathetic. I really do. I was like, have you got nothing better to do in your life than to sit there and criticise me? What are you trying?
Somebody probably needs to test her blood sugar. It might be a little low. But also, you're going to get that kind of attention on the internet if you're posting pinups of you in like a wedding dress or whatever and showing off your body. The internet has no filter. People will come for you no matter what. If you give them any attention, it's just going to get that much worse.
Trying to achieve? What, you think I'm suddenly going to run for a salad just because you're sending me a message?
No one thought you were going to run.
Coming up, it's make or break for Daniel. Can he go the distance at Fat Camp?
What are you feeling?
Go, Daniel.
I just feel sick.
And the moment Emma hits back against a super-sized critic.
Society's perception of beauty doesn't include people that are overweight.
I'm quite pleased that the beautiful people is there, because you can keep all the narcissistic, low self-esteem people in the same place, and I don't have to deal with you.
Damn.
In Sussex, the boys are trying to address the problems created by the abuse they've suffered due to their weight.
Go, Daniel.
For a second. Where are you feeling? Everywhere?
I just feel sick.
Good. Just relax now. Take some deep breaths. You'll be fine.
I really hate exercise. It's very hard. I'm in a lot of agony.
Even though he views this as the only way to beat the bullies, Daniel is thinking of leaving.
I'm not going to lie, I'm missing home. But I'm missing my mum and my support workers. Because obviously I have carers and support workers come in.
Yeah.
Near enough every day.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm missing them.
Mel and Paul don't want Daniel to quit and are desperate to persuade him to stay.
The improvement that you've made when you first come, as we saw yesterday, you were actually up and running, and that was in 3-4 days. So I think if you do continue, I think, you know, the results and everything that you want in life, I think you'll be able to achieve them if you...
Yeah, that guy, he's pushing himself hard. Like I said, I'm cheering that guy on 100% because I know what back pain feels like because I destroyed my back. But the fact that he's pushing and just not giving in says something about, you know, his character, who he is, his will, all that. But he's got nothing but upside. And I always just kept telling myself, and I think it works for a lot of people, Just pretend that everything you ever wanted is like right within arm's reach, and I'm going to reach out and take it. And that's just how I've chose to look at life from here on.
Put that effort in.
But Daniel has decided he's had enough.
Scott, let this man have a sit down. Come on, I'll go over there.
It may look like I'm quitting when the going gets tough, but it's not. It's completely opposite way round. I've got some problems that I need to sort out, and obviously with me being homesick, it's just causing too much stress. I found it a bit harder with all the training, and it's just all piled up, and I can't do it.
In a last-ditch attempt to persuade Daniel to stay, Mel and Paul are taking him back to the scrapyard. They're keen to show him the progress he's made in such a short space of time.
Come on then, Dan. You're weighing...
You're going to make him walk on metal and cut his feet up? Because he definitely ain't going to run after that.
205 kilograms.
I was 212
You were
last time.
212, and now you're weighing 205. That's
All
pretty
right.
good. That's 17 pounds.
17 pounds. Not bad.
Despite the progress, Daniel decides he has to leave. For Mel and Paul, it's a bitter blow.
All right. I'm disappointed because I've seen what he can do and I know what he could accomplish, you know, and disappointed that he's not willing to give it everything he's got, really, and that he's just going to give up and go home. And I'm sorry to say, maybe just take the easy way out.
17 pounds is still pretty impressive. I think if you push people too hard into working out, they'll kind of rebel and decide it's not for them. If he has that kind of will while he's there, even though he quit, he goes home, he kind of works into it a little slower, maybe he'll learn to love it. I hated it at first too, and now I don't even really feel normal unless I can work out. When I was sick this last week and I couldn't really push myself, I did not feel right in my head.
He's going to kick himself for having given up so quickly, and he's going to, when he sees the achievements that the other two will have got at the end of this course, he's going to have wished he stuck it out.
Daniel came to the camp to lose weight in an attempt to be accepted by society, but after only 4 days, he's heading home.
Wait, he lost 17 pounds in 4 days? Well, no wonder he wants the hell out of there. Did you guys feed him at all? That's an insane amount to drop that fast. Did they cut his stomach out?
But for 26 stone Sarah Rout, big is definitely beautiful. Sarah has been modelling online for 3 years.
The views were now over 3,300.
But for Sarah and Anthony, the website is about more than just modelling. They have a bigger message they want to get across.
There's lots of things that we want to start tackling, some of the other issues that come with being larger, such as the hassles of public transport, seat booking on flights.
So we're gonna fix that by having horny men text us and ask us to put sausages on our belly button or sit on cakes? I don't see how that one works, but get your bag, sis, whatever. Also, I just learned that there's a website called Feet Finder. I got some size 15s, baby. I might try to make me a couple extra bucks like squishing some tomatoes between these toes.
And cinemas and things like that. It's a step in a direction of trying to get size acceptance as less tabooed topic.
To keep size acceptance on the agenda, Sarah's always on the lookout for new ways to get attention.
This is what I bought last year, which is a air hostess outfit. I get a lot of people criticising me and calling me fat because I've got quite big thighs. My doctor's never really happy with the way.
Yeah, it's definitely the thighs. But no, honestly, would they even let you be a hostess or whatever if you're overweight? Because I don't think that would work very well because you have trouble getting up and down the aisles and helping people and stuff. I mean, I appreciate the confidence in a sense that she's willing to wear that. But at the same time, you're kind of just putting yourself out there for weird guys to fetishize you, so...
way I am, but I am who I am, and if I like being the size I am, then I'm going to do it no matter what.
Emma Summers also believes that anyone should be able to buy the clothes they want to, no matter what size they are.
No woman should be made to feel not beautiful, and certainly not because of your dress size. You should feel beautiful as you are. It's amazing, I have a waist. The power of a good wedding dress, good corsetry.
Despite being made to feel uncomfortable about her weight, she refuses to be shamed into changing.
People literally stare at us like I'm a zoo animal. I'm fat. Congratulations, you know, you've got a pair of eyes, you can see that. You know, I'm not affecting your life in any way. You know, this is my life. This is how I am. This is how I live. You know, if you don't like it, tough. You know, I'm not living.
I think you're just internalizing a lot of this. I don't think anybody would be that tough on her. She's not like the same realm of overweight as I was. Like, she's overweight, yeah, but I don't think she's like so grossly overweight that anybody is really like pointing her out and picking her out of a crowd or anything. I think this is more in her head than anything.
I'm living my life to please you. I'm living my life to please me. And yeah, basically.
And 330,000 honey bun humpers on the internet.
If I say well, I'm going to stick 2 fingers up to you.
Wait, different chick. Different chick.
Greg Hodge has become a massive success by allowing others to stick 2 fingers up at fat people and anyone else they don't like the look of.
Oh my God, I thought they were going to say stick 2 fingers somewhere wild. I thought this guy was on one of those damn websites.
Greg runs a dating site in which the members themselves decide who's beautiful enough to join.
We've democratized beauty. Essentially how it works is you put up a picture and a profile, you're then voted on by existing members of the opposite sex based on whether or not they find you attractive. And if you secure a majority of positive votes, you're accepted into the coveted club. Otherwise, unfortunately, you're shown the door.
That's not fair, though, because I just saw a study recently that said guys find 80% of women attractive, whereas you guys only find like 40% of us attractive. So guys pretty much confirm that we just think women in general are beautiful. Women, you think over half of us are total friggin' uggos.
So this is the rating module. There's basically 4 options when you vote. So 1 being absolutely not, 1 being no, 1 being yes, okay, and 1 being yes, beautiful. This woman, for example, is beautiful. She'll have no problems. I mean, these people are being voted on by, you know, upwards of 30,000 people. That's a pretty, you know, that's a pretty high bar. Like that woman there, and she wouldn't make it. She gets a little no.
In 2015, Greg's website caused outrage by removing 3,000 members who'd put on weight.
We don't.
Oh my God, really? Why? So people like every single type of make and model of women. So like somebody would like a woman with a little more meat on her bones, you know, thick thighs save lives. But at the same time, I feel like half of those women are probably bots. Like, I feel like guys are the ones signing up for these kind of sites. Women aren't, unless you give them some kind of incentive to do it.
Consider, you know, obese or very overweight people to be attractive. It's not what's considered beautiful in our society, and of course that's mirrored on the side as well. And the vast majority of people that are overweight, of course they're not going to get in because that's not what society's perception of beauty is.
But removing members because of their weight is a highly contentious move, which many people find offensive. And one of those people is Emma Summers. Today, Emma has come to give Greg a piece of her mind, and unfortunately for him, she's brought reinforcements.
I don't want to be on his website anyway. Why would I want to be judged? Why does he have the right and everyone else to police my body and my life? They don't have that right.
Who's made him God? You know, how has he decided that this is the bracket for attractiveness and this is the bracket for ugliness?
I mean, that's probably pretty fair, but at the same time, whatever, it's his website, right? You can go make your own website. But yeah, I really don't agree with that whole concept either, because there could be a whole bunch of things leading to people's weight gain. What if she just had a kid or something like that? I don't know. It seems nasty to delete people's profiles that probably paid to be on your website for some kind of service, and you delete them because they're overweight? What kind of crap is that?
Because he doesn't like a fat person doesn't mean that somebody else is going to look at me and go, oh, you know, you're minging as well. I could walk outside, someone could go to me, oh, you're disgusting, but somebody else could look at me and go, wow, you're beautiful. I'm Emma, I'm married, I own a plus-size bridal shop. What I want to know is, in terms of a bride, you know, you must agree with me that a bride on her wedding day has to look the most beautiful that she's ever looked.
Yes.
Can you please tell me, can she look beautiful being my size?
Well, That all depends on perceptions of beauty. The bride on her wedding day is going to be the most beautiful person in the room, would hope.
I would argue that you have to look the most beautiful on the first date. That way you get to the wedding. But at the same time, like, I don't know, this whole thing, like, she's so triggered by it, it's kind of weird to me. Who cares? You're married. Why are you still out here fighting like you want every guy to friggin' nail you or something? Like, you have to love me for who I am. You're married. Who gives a damn at this point? Well, I guess she's fighting for other ladies.
To her husband-to-be. But we have to remember, if we're to talk, honestly, society's perception of beauty doesn't necessarily include people that are overweight.
Why not?
What is synonymous with good looks is health, and it's in our genetic makeup to want to pass on.
So basically you're saying good looks equals health. So if you're slim, you're healthy and you're attractive. So why can't you be fat and fit? Why can't you be that?
Do you not think that with your website you are forcing your beauty ideals onto society?
We've just responded to a demand.
I don't think so. I think social media has kind of warped young women's minds about what the ideal body is, and nobody can look like Kim K without 20K, but that's just kind of the direction we're leading with all these filters and stuff like that. It's just kind of messing with your mind to think that these certain beauty ideals are achievable when they're not, without some damn money or some makeup, something.
Demand, and that demand is, in this day and age with people's fast-paced lifestyle, they want to meet people that they're attracted to, because attraction is important. You don't stand in a bar or a social situation, look across the room and say, look at that man, look at that woman's beautiful soul. It may not give us a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, but that is the reality.
If you did have representative of all society, then I could hear you, and then I could say, yes, okay, Greg, I see your point, but because you don't, it then shows me that you only have a corner of society on that website. And yeah, it's not.
I don't know about that one. I think most guys are trying to see how beautiful you are on the inside, but all right.
Not enough for me to hear that that's a representative of beautiful people.
I went on your website to have a look and see what it was all about. It was like a catalogue. Seriously, it's almost like a bloke has sat there with a catalogue with this thin body and gone, I'll put a blonde wig on my one with blue eyes. I'll put a brown hair on mine with brown eyes. They are a carbon copy of each other.
That's the concept.
Where is the individuality?
Look.
Where's the personality? Where are the things that make people unique?
I'm not going to lie to you girls. I'm not going to sit here and say that if you applied to the site that you would get in, because society's perception of beauty does not, in most cases, incorporate women that are very heavy.
The way beautiful people comes across to me is I'm quite pleased that the beautiful people is there, because you can keep all the narcissistic, low self-esteem people in the same place and I don't have to deal with you. I don't need your website. I've been with my partner for 10 years this year. I have the one thing that everybody on your website wants, and I have a happy marriage with a man who...
Okay, so make your own website called Jiggle Judge, and you can put everybody on there that's a little overweight. I'll join. I'll jiggle my stuff for anybody. I don't care. But at the same time, I think she's probably a little more worried about the women on this website than the women on the website themselves.
Who adores me, and that is not because of this. This is because of what's in here. And at the end of the day, that is more important than your outer casing, because your outer casing is not going to last forever.
Coming up, as the confrontation continues, there's an unexpected twist.
What gives those people on that site the right to judge somebody else?
And Daniel's back home, but has he given up hope?
I'm finding walking a lot more easier than what I did before.
Yay, Daniel!
Emma Summers and her friends are challenging the boss of a website that only admits so-called beautiful people.
What gives those people on that site the right to judge somebody else?
That's the business model.
We do not, as human beings, have the right to judge other people.
But we do all...
It's probably the fact that they have a computer, a phone, a mouse, whatever, but I don't know if you've realized this, but most people are judging you no matter what. People are very judgmental. That's just how we are.
The time. We judge everyone. People apply to the website. They know what they're getting in for. They know they're going to be voted on, and they might not get in. Our niche is that if you're on our site and you're getting mailed, the majority of everyone that mails you is going to be attractive.
Did you literally get an email? Because obviously if I applied for your website, I ain't getting in. I'm quite happy with that. I don't give a toss. But at the end of the
I'm
day,
glad you don't give a toss.
if someone sent me a rejection email and said, is it literally, you are not beautiful enough to get on my site?
No, it's not. I hear what you have all said, and I agree that, you know, there's a problem out there in society. So what I can do is I can undertake that I can come back to you ladies in, I'm a fast worker, a couple of months, and I'll create something, a business model, an idea that addresses all the issues we've covered, and I'll get back to you guys with a finished product in a couple of months. And if you're happy with it, great. But of course, my model, I understand that you guys find it offensive, and you know, it's not entirely surprising.
It's an
outrage culture is kind of getting out of control. Everybody's offended by something nowadays, but I see why the website's not the best thing. But then they have something like that before called like Hot or Not or something like that. I think I remember.
unexpected victory for the girls, but Emma still has some doubts.
He's a businessman, so I think he can now see a gap in the market. So I think in that respect he's quite savvy. Whether he goes ahead with it is one thing, bringing a plan to the table, but it's one thing going ahead, another thing to go ahead with it. Whether he does that or not, I do not know. We'll just have to wait and see.
And Sarah Rout has got the same message for those who are fattest. Today, she's hoping to break down barriers to size acceptance with a photo shoot.
Basically, I'm going to do a gothic sort of shoot, so I've got my mum here to help me to put my makeup on. This is what I'm basically going to be wearing. Open your eye. Men do often look at women and go, the bigger the better.
I mean, there's definitely men that do that. I don't think every man does. I think you just have some warped version in your head because you found that kind of like approval on that website. But yeah, there's men for every single type of woman. You see people in My 600 Pound Life that are dating somebody, and then I read the comments and they're like, they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Why can't I find somebody? There's somebody out there for everyone. You just got to find them.
When I first started my modelling, and people would look at my photos and they would say how beautiful I looked, that I looked lovely and curvy.
Downstairs, Sarah's mum and biggest supporter, Bernie, is preparing dinner.
I've always been supportive with Sarah Janes and always will do. If I hear people call her names and that in the street, I probably would say something and stick up for her. But I still say they're just jealous of her because she's pretty.
Sarah also has the support of husband Anthony, who directs her photo shoots.
I was hoping this bed was going to balance right.
I cannot see myself being the guy that takes pictures of my wife for other men to slap their salami to. I mean, unless that paycheck's looking pretty good and I can get a new car or something out of this deal, then sure, let them puppies fly. But yeah, no, I don't know. Something in my ego would not allow that.
Yeah, the bed up front, don't panic.
Why should I change because people want to judge me or pick at me or have a go at me and call me horrible things?
And she has a message for all the people who have suffered prejudice at the hands of our fattest society.
The most important thing is to be confident about the way you are. If you're not, then don't be big.
Sound advice.
In Hastings, it's the final day of the camp for the remaining fat fighters. To become accepted in society, they felt they had no choice but to dramatically lose weight. Today, they're going on a coastal hike.
We're doing our 2-3 miles. Good hike, good walk. Burns out a lot of calories.
For Alex and Scott, it's a chance to reflect on their achievements and the changes it could bring to their lives.
I feel a lot stronger, a lot happier again. My confidence has gone through the roof. I'm very, very proud.
Confidence is fantastic. I'm wearing trainers and jogging bottoms. Don't have the confidence to do that back home 3-4 weeks ago, but now I don't care.
They say their newfound confidence means they're ready to deal with any abuse that's thrown at them without resorting to the comfort of food.
I would say to people who've discriminated against me before to take a long, hard look at themselves and stop being so nasty towards people like myself who are a bit overweight. Just because someone's different doesn't mean that you should judge them for that. You should judge someone on who they are, not what they are.
Not going to bother me.
true. Also, whenever people take shots at you like that, it's usually their own insecurities, like causing them to take a shot at you to make them feel better. But you just kind of make yourself the easy target when you don't stand up for yourself. So I would tell you to stand up for yourself. Don't let people walk all over you. And also, they kind of say the clothes make the man, so maybe switch out of the M&M t-shirt once in a while, get dressed up. I guarantee your confidence shoots through the roof, because when you look good, you feel good.
If I'm getting abused verbally or physically, I mean, basically just stick 2 fingers up at them.
Despite leaving early, 33 Stone Daniel still feels he has no option but to lose weight to end the cycle of abuse.
I've been doing more of the exercising. I'm finding walking a lot more easier than what I did before. I'm really gutted that I didn't complete the programme, but I'm definitely glad that I took part in the programme because it has changed a lot of things. I've been trying to follow the exercises that Paul gave me to take away with. I do 5 to 10 minutes on this, then on the bike exercise machine I do roughly about 10 to 15. Fizzy-pop was quite a big deal for me before. I used to have all different flavours, but the other day I went for milk. It was my friend's birthday. I had a side salad, but I had a Pepsi Max to join in because it was an unlimited one. And I only had 2. Normally an unlimited drink I would have about 5, 6.
He hopes his hard work will prevent him remaining a target for the bully boys.
By me doing it,
I don't condone bullying at all, but also this guy probably saw some progress and now he sees like, okay, I can do this. I guarantee with the way he was walking and like how much pain he was in, it probably was hard for him to even think he could work out. So he realized he could, but it probably was a little too hard at the camp. I'm still really proud of this guy because he's still pushing himself even though he's home. Hopefully he keeps it up. He gets where he's confident, happy, and nobody messes with him anymore, because I don't think anybody deserves to be messed with just because of their weight, but they can choose to change it and do something about it.
It has given me a bit more backbone for them people that didn't like me in the first place and said, oh, you got no hope now. Well, simple message for you. If you love me, then thank you. If you hate me, then you know where the door is.
All right, buddy. Of course. Still trying to lose weight, confident he'll be as fat as he is. Alright, so I mean, a lot of them made positive changes except for the ones that were insistent on you accept their fatness and love them for who they are. I don't see any problem with saying I'm not good enough as I am. I still don't think I'm good enough as I am. I'm still working towards a goal and I just refuse not to reach it because I want to change my life. And things have been looking really good for me recently. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And people would rather just say, this is me, love me for me. There's nothing I can fix about me. There's nothing wrong. There is no self-growth that I can make. Like, I'm perfect. While I might joke that I'm perfect all the time, I obviously know that I'm flawed. And everybody's flawed as a human. There's always something you can do or some way you can better yourself. But yeah, that's all I got to say about this fat shaming documentary. It was a pretty interesting watch. But leave a like, leave a comment. Helps me out in the algorithm. And, alright. Lose pounds, gain inches, fellas. Your arms, sickos. Alright, bye.